Hello friends, this is Rahul Magan here as the Chief Executive Officer of Treasury Consulting LLP, and today we would be covering a dedicated video about predictive analytics, the role of softwares in financial market. So this video would be talking about the capabilities of the predictive analytics, especially confirming financial sector into consideration. We are not here talking about any other sector like hospitality sector, the cement sector, the manufacturing sector, the software sector, not other sector. We are here strictly talking to the financial sector, or specifically speaking financial market. Again, we are restricting ourselves to talk only about predictive as far as the predictive analytics is concerned. But before starting this video, let me give you a small introduction that as a company we have a dedicated desk of analytics which we are expanding. And we are coming up with our fixed income platform, and in our fixed income platform, the second phase we would be launching the fixed income analytics. So the first the addition of the fixed income platform would be coming by end of October, and fixed income analytics, which would be in the second phase, that would be coming roughly by January or February 2018. So analytics is the future, that is a fact. Unfortunately, in the countries like India, whenever we talk about analytics, we restrict ourselves towards data analytics. I don't know why we not been able to think beyond data analytics. We always restrict ourselves to data analytics, but not. Analytics is having multiple streams, like you have data analytics, fixed income analytics, cost analytics, Basel III analytics, IFRS analytics. So you have different kind of field as far as the analytics is concerned. Here we are restricting ourselves with financial markets and data analytics. It's not a kind of fintech, but to an extent a kind of fintech. Now let us start with a very basic, what do you mean by analytics? Analytics is the second layer. The first layer is the analysis. Analysis is the division of population into two parts. Example, all those people, those who are watching our videos, I just wanted to ask that you tell me yes or no that if you are a qualified professional having more than 10 years of work experience. If not, then you are on this category. If yes, you are on this category. This is simple analysis, division of population into two parts. Analytics is, if I say that all those people, those who are watching this video and they have more than 10 years of work experience, post qualification of course, and in this 10 years of work experience, they have handled 5 investigation cases which covers analytics in nature. This is analytics, or I can add more conditions in that. Then we have modeling. When we create a model, using analytics, we will create a hypothesis. Of course, there are several statistical methods, few are listed here. In this hypothesis, we will make sure that our null hypothesis should be correct, but there is no guarantee about it. It might possible that the alternate hypothesis is correct, or it might possible the null hypothesis would be correct. So we have to go accordingly, right? We have to go accordingly. Now this is how we go. Analytics is divided into 4 parts as of now. In fact, this is divided into 6 parts. One is descriptive analytics, one is predictive analytics, one is prescriptive analytics, one is big data, one is data science 1 and data science 2. United States of America, Tokyo is at data science 2. India as a country is here. Predictive analytics. Let me give you a small introduction. Descriptive analytics is nothing but statistics. I'm not sure how many those who are watching this video got an opportunity to look at SPSS and Minitab. If you've been, then you will get to know that in this analysis tab, there is a dedicated section called Descriptive Analytics, which talks about mean, mode, median, standard deviation, and little bit about that. This is nothing but primarily statistics, or this could also be mentioned that as descriptive statistics. There are many books which we have available on the torrent and the different sites which could tell where you can download, and it's all about descriptive statistics, right? Then you have predictive analytics. In predictive analytics, you will get to know that how you can predict the future. Now here you have simply bifurcated the future. Here you are going to predict the future, and this is very relevant. India as a country is here. You are going to predict the future using a lot of softwares which we are going to discuss. Please be note that predictive analytics manually is next to impossible. It's next to impossible for somebody to go predictive analytics manually. You have to rely on a software, but of course Once you're relying on a software, don't be a slave of the software. What do you mean by the slave of the software? Which means that whatever the software is offering you, you make no sense, right? You're not understanding anything. You are not making any sense. So you are just saying that, oh, this number is given by the software, I am going to rely on that. No, that's absolutely incorrect. Once you are getting this number, you should see that how the software is giving you a number, because software is nothing but a system which is based upon a code, and we very well understand that garbage in and garbage out. So this code has nothing to do, as if you are putting the garbage in, it's going to give you garbage out, right? Third is prescriptive analytics, which is going to prescribe the problem, which is going to tell you that what you should do to take away from this problem. Example, take a very perfect example. Today India declared their June CPI, and I was very surprised that the number which they have given is roughly 1.5 to 1.6%. I'm not sure how come in this country, which is so inflationary in nature, that the CPI is coming out to be 1.6%. It means that in a country the inflation is just 1.6%. It effectively means that are we heading towards deflation? Or it meant that if the things would continue for the next few years of time, or if the current government would continue, are we heading towards deflation or are we heading towards zero inflation? If that being the case, then the overnight index swap curve would reduce to 4%, which is currently 6.7%. Overnight index curve, I appreciate it is not steep, but it is not invert also. While if we compare with the CPI figures, it is inverted. How come that possible? This is a simplest example. But nonetheless, this is prescriptive. Then we have big data analytics. The difference between the data analytics and the big data analytics is the humongous amount of data. Example, everybody, those who are watching the video, would have a Facebook connection. There are people, those who have 2 Facebook connections. Now my simple question is, don't talk about yourself, talk about Facebook as a whole. Now Facebook as a whole, Facebook have 1.2 billion users across the globe, and of course India is one of the largest markets. Out of this 1.2 billion users, suppose Facebook wanted to understand that what are their morning habits. Example, at 9 a.m. at the respective time, example 9 a.m. Singapore, 9 a.m. US, 9 a.m. UK, 9 a.m. India, and so when they wake up, what is the first thing they do with the Facebook? Are they going to check the chats? Are they going to check it some videos? Are they going to share their status, or what they are doing? And suppose they have some data pertaining to India. We assume that 200 to 300 million people are using Facebook from India itself. I'm assuming, right? I don't know the exact figure. And they wanted to do an analytics on that. 200 to 300 million line item data cannot be done on a second category, second generation tools. You need to enter the third generation tool, which is machine learning and Python, and the big data analytics, which is Hadoop and others. This is the beauty of the game. So there is no difference between big data analytics and data analytics. If there is a people, those who are thinking that majority of the big data analytics tools are coded in nature, then I would like to retaliate that even the data analytics tools are coded in nature. So the data analytics tools himself divided into 2 parts. One is the coded version, one is the non-coded version, or one which requires the code, ones do not require a code. One which is GUI, graphical user interface based, like spaces, one which are non-GUI based. The same is the categorization we have in the big data analytics as well. But the only difference is that in a big data analytics, the data is extremely humongous, so that the normal software cannot handle that. Example, an Excel file 2013 maximum take 1 million line item. If you calculate, it's 1,066,000 something precisely. But if Facebook will give you 200 million line item data, assuming of India, can you put in on an Excel file? Definitely not. Even if you make 200 different tabs, in an Excel file you can create multiple tabs. Even if you create 200 tabs, how much time it is going to take to upload this file, and how much time it will take for a software to read it, and last but not the least, how much time it will take to manage it. A single error, the complete file is gone. This is what do you mean by the big data. So big data require big data tools like Hadoop. We have our machine learning, we have Python and respective, right? All these will be utilized on a three set of data. One is a small data, one is a medium data, one is a big data, one is unstructured big data. We just talked about Facebook. Facebook is not unstructured data. But assuming we talk about anything, any example we can take. Take an example, you want to talk about McDonald's, right? Now Facebook knows that what a person could have maximum done. He could have uploaded a video, he could have uploaded a link, or he could have uploaded his status, or might be he's going to like somebody's status, or he's might going to dislike somebody's status, or he's might going to block somebody. These are the only few things which he could have done. Take an example of a McDonald's. McDonald's is I'm not saying a number one chain, but amongst the best food chains which we have, right? Now in this food chain, assuming they wanted to do the data analytics, and they are saying that let us take the complete US as a market as a whole. US have Mississippi, they have Philadelphia, they have Texas, California, Washington DC, and so many countries, Las Vegas and all. We have McDonald's everywhere, and different cities have different food of McDonald's. This is the beauty of the game. Unlike India, where each city would have almost same kind of food, right? Even if you go to Singapore, you will get to know that the two parts in Singapore, the same McDonald's would have a different kind of food. At least 25% variation is there in that. Now McDonald's would like to understand that they wanted to do a data analytics. Example, they wanted to see that when a person who is not from that city, example, a Mississippi person is going to California, or a Californian is going to DC, or a DC person is going to Texas, or Texas person is going to say some other state. I might say any state, right? And they just wanted to talk about, they just wanted to see what this person would opt for once they enter into a McDonald's. Is he going to offer a combo? He's going to take a meal, or is he going to take a, he's going to take a soft drink, or he's going to take a French fries, or what is they going to take it? It's a highly unstructured data. The data of an election commission of any country, the data by the Reserve Bank of India, the PAN numbers of different people across the globe. There are lots of examples of the unstructured data. Globally, data could be 5: nominal, ordinal, and so on and so forth. But as far as the data analytics is concerned, and especially as far as the financial market is concerned, we are categorizing data into 4 parts. Number 1, small data, medium data, big data, and big unstructured data. These all is linked with the respective softwares. What are these softwares? These software are either we can perform Excel forensics, we can perform the second generation softwares like Idea 10, ACL, SPSS, Minitab, eServe, machine learning, or Python. These sometimes or might not be linked with the third-party statistical packages. There are several people, those who are watching this video, who tend to agree that SPSS himself is a statistical package. So why there is a need to link this with a third-party statistical package? The reason for linking is that SPSS has been designed for a specific reason. But statistics is changing very fast. I'm not saying that if you compare the version 14 of SPSS with the version 24, which is the latest of SPSS, that it doesn't make any sense. No, there are a lot of changes which they have done. But the point is that the third party softwares have something which SPSS might not have, or even if it would have, then it's not going to be straight away usable. Example, we are talking about Idea 10. Idea 10 is used for Benford. We are not here to explain Benford, what Benford is all about, how to do the red flagging using Benford, and so on and so forth. But Idea 10 is going to be used for Benford. But can Idea 10 be used for the M factor analysis? Majority of the people, those who are watching the video, they might not even aware about it, might even heard first time that what do you mean by the M factor analysis? Idea 10 as a tool is not capable as far as the M factor analysis is concerned. Now what do you need to do? You need to integrate this with a third-party statistical application. It might be possible that the third-party statistical application is once again not completely capable or compatible to handle M factor analysis. For that you might have to link with Excel. But again, the point is same. We should understand the pros and cons of all the softwares. So if today I am investigating anything, and if somebody will come to me and say that I wanted to do Benford, I will straight away tell to him, no, you should not do that. The reason here is that you should not do that. The reason here is Benford should be linked with the M factor, and M factor you cannot calculate on the idea. So you need to integrate your idea 10 with an Excel forensics, or you need to integrate with the third-party statistical packages. Sometimes they are paid and sometimes they are open source. So it depends. These all softwares, when we are talking about financial markets, they are linked with the ERP of a bank, financial institution, hedge funds, or different kind of financial functions. This ERP could be SAP or Oracle. ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. Now it could be, I don't have much space, so I'm writing SAP stands for S, Oracle stands for O. It could be SAP or it could be Oracle. Remember very carefully that ERP, which is Enterprise Resource Planning, we are not comparing any TMS here. TMS stands for Treasury Management System. Please, we are not comparing any TMS here. We are here comparing as an ERP, which is Enterprise Resource Planning. Simple. They are linked with feeders, because if you talk about the banks like Goldman Sachs, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan Chase, Citi and others, they are attached with the link, they are attached with the feeders. These feeders, generally the world is divided, majority of those 94-95% of the banks and financial institutions are dependent upon Reuters, Bloomberg, MT4, MetaTrader 4, now we have MT5 as well, ECN, Electronic Communication Networks, C-Trader, Blotter, Pricers, you have Prop Desk also, you have FX Engine also. So the list is pretty long. The board is short, but the list is pretty long. So all these kind of feeders which are linked with the ERP. Since they are linked with the third-party statistical packages and in turn they link with these softwares, they will at the end produce the desired result in analytics, especially predictive analytics, what you are looking for. Example, Benford. Please note that we are not here talking about Benford, and I am not talking about the Benford which you people have in the mind, which is that you just go with the first letter, or just go with you go with the first number, you will go with the visualization pattern of first number, or you go with the second number or first to second number like that. No, we are not talking about that Benford. We are talking about something else. That Benford, something which is more concrete, more plausible in nature. Many of the time people are giving references that industry is not happy with the Benford. The reason here is they are not getting their desired output. My answer to them is that you don't know how to use the Benford. Of course, Benford is a law which is supposed to be used for red flagging, but that doesn't mean that you just going to implement this as it is. You have to use your brain and you have to use how you're going to make a correlation. Then in that the red flagging would have come. Apparently use of Benford make no sense, and I'm always against that. So, and of course, Benford should be used with RSF based Benford and M factor. Treasury Consulting LLP is capable enough, and we have our own solvers which will help you to compute Benford, RSF and M factor. We are not here describing completely in detail. We have other things like P factor, Z factor, chi-square, correlation. You have different kind of correlation, parametric correlation, non-parametric correlation, linear correlation, non-linear correlation, Q-blind correlation, non-Q-blind correlation. The list is pretty long, right? Then you have skewness, then you have kurtosis, then you have groupings, then you have parametric and non-parametric test. Of course, the list is pretty long. But that could only be possible provided the data is coming from the ERP. It's linked with a feeder, and these feeders are integrated with these softwares, and of course, if required, and should be, with the third-party statistical packages. Now, how you need the output? Many people still tend to think that you just have a notepad. No, I disregard. Output can be in the form of the Excel format. You can have HTML page based output. You can have a notepad format. You can have input output mode format. Many people don't understand input output based format. Take an example of SPSS. I'm not sure how many people use SPSS. the output which is coming from SPSS, if possible, can be linked can be used as an input for further investigation. But many of us tend to think that the output which SPSS is giving, it is just a page, which is not theoretical in nature, but which is just giving you a reference, nothing else. No, that is completely wrong. SPSS is a perfect example of input-output mode format, wherein the input which is coming can be used as an output. Then you have direct link with you can directly link with this with the statistical packages, third-party statistical packages, and if possible, there are certain softwares which are giving the PDF as a format, input format, and also as an output format. Of course, I understand that in the 20-21 minutes, I am not been able to give you the complete understanding of the analytics. Analytics is growing at a faster pace, very faster pace. But if you think that the analytics is just restricted to data analytics, you are wrong. This is a little introduction of analytics in the financial market. Treasury Consulting LLP is having the strong capabilities of analytics, and we are going further. We are setting up our subsidiary in Singapore, wherein we will demonstrate our capability of analytics. We are setting up our fixed income platform. Of course, in the first phase of the fixed income platform, analytics won't be there, but in the next phase, which would be launching in February 18, analytics would be there. Because it's a very big platform. Everything we will not launch initially, we will launch phase by phase. So we are planning that the first phase would be coming October 18, second phase 17, another phase would be coming February 18, third phase would be coming June or July 18, and final phase would be coming December 18, when it would be an integrated platform able to offer you everything. Complete thing we cannot go you at once because it would be difficult and it would require a lot of time to develop it. So we will go phase by phase. This is a little introduction about analytics. In case you have any trainings requirement, you need any consultancy, you can come to us as far as the analytics is concerned. My number is known to most of the people, which is 9899242978. My email ID is rahul.magan@treasuryconsulting.in, and of course at the end we are into analytics and providing a lot of training programs into analytics, and would continue to explore the world of analytics, because analytics is very simple. You either make it or leave it. Thank you and have a wonderful time.